when people start asking, why aren't you married? Why don't you? When are you going to have kids? How come nobody wifed you up? First of all, a wife is different than being wifed up. Maybe I didn't choose. It's not that somebody didn't choose me. Maybe I ran away for 7 years because I already seen the bullshit coming.
We all know you are the queen right under Angela Bassett. You're the queen of Black Not Cracking ever.
Really?
Listen, there's also a lot of representatives of the Black Not Cracking, and I aspire because my Black is it's creasing.
Gravity is real. Even if it doesn't crack up here, gravity is real.
Listen, it creases a little bit. So I'm just like, yes, queen, tell me all the things. I heard your new song. First of all, Talking Your Maya. I love it.
You know that I does it. And your sister and cousin be trying to understand how I keep looking younger and younger. It's the genes and all this foreign fruit I keeps in my stomach. Not to mention I'd rather prefer to stay out the public. Cause I'm on it, best believe I own it. Publishing in masses, I mastered my craft. And yeah, you know my foot's on the gas and I'll be going. Wasn't supposed to win, but I never folded.
Can we talk about Worth It? Like what made you decide to go this route and to share this type of flow with us? And then also let's talk a little bit, because we're dealing with, as Black women, our worth being always questioned and always the topic of conversation. So I love that this is a song that you're putting out.
Well, I cut a lot of music. I kind of live in the studio because I love to create. And so I have archives of stuff that comes out either as singles or on projects. And we went through a whole pandemic last year. I even changed some of the lyrics to this song because it was very on my boss vibes.
Yeah.
Artist, running my own label for over 13 years now and putting out projects. It can look a little different. Success can look a little different for everyone, but my view of success comes from my own standpoint and point of view, which doesn't quite match the world's. So that's what Worth It is about. And also reaching that victory and seeing it show up in your life after you've put in the years of work and knowing that, hey, it wouldn't be possible without the faith, without the prayer, without the patience, without the fight and the grind and the grittiness of it all. Audition for it. But I felt like it was time. And it's a spiritual record, as much lost and grimy record, staying on your grind. But it was time. And I don't really have much fear being a creative person because I'm independent too. And I have that freedom. So I don't have anybody over my head with ceilings or boxes saying, you can't, what if? And I think influencing me with fear. So I just do what I feel. However it comes out, it comes out. And this was more of a spoken piece. I don't consider myself a rapper, but I have rhythm. I'm not gonna.
You might have to slash it, Maya. Singer, songwriter, rapper.
But I said what I wanted to say, and hopefully it inspires.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because when I was listening, I was like, man, I hope I can actually chat with Maya about worth, because I know you become an unofficial and not necessarily like, you don't want to go into this kind of work to be a mentor, but you end up becoming someone people look at and someone people want to emulate and someone people want to be like. And I know a lot of young girls now, they're under the guidance of our city girls and things like that. And so they're understanding their worth in a different way than my generation did. When we were, catering to them and doing all these things, these girls are like, nah, we're going to get our cash. So I'm curious what you think, especially as a musician who has been in this industry. What do you think about how we are seeing our worth as Black women these days and how we show up in that worth, in that worthiness?
Well, it comes in many different forms for us as individuals, and you have to define it for yourself, which is the number one thing and rule for me, because all come from different upbringings, different lifestyles, different grinds, different heartbreaks, different devastations. And you can't define success or worth as one thing. You kind of have to dictate what that is for yourself and create the boundaries, create the laws, create the rules yourself. But I think that's experience over time. You don't have to get it right. Perfection is not progress, and becoming your best self, I think, has helped me be more patient with myself, be more gentle with myself, especially coming up in the entertainment business when all eyes are on you and you're not yet a woman.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Right.
I love what the City Girls and all of the female rappers are doing because it comes from a specific type of life and a
Mm-hmm.
specific type of hustle and grind, but also, the retaliation of what they've been hearing in rap music from men for years too. And so now it's our time to be loud. And it, like I said before, it looks different for everyone. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've done the clubs, I've done the chitlin circuits, I've done the ratchetry, I've done the pride events, and it's fun. And it's fun to be loud. It's a nice release when your voice has been so suppressed for so long.
Right.
I'm in my life right now. And so my loud looks a little different.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
show up on an external, or it might be through health and wellness, but it's still the same journey of struggle, fight, of pain, of being discredited, of being underestimated or suppressed. But there's power. There's power in all of those experiences if you keep the faith, if you keep believing in yourself. And so I'm not one to be judgmental on anyone's path. I am about getting into self and what works best for you, because like we're all different, and Black comes in many different shapes, sizes, lifestyles, etc., and experiences. So I'm proud to be it, and the fight continues.
I really, really love that message. And then to fast forward now to see this new single that you have out, Worth It, and you still are on this message of self-worth, self-love, self-care. But now it's trendy. So now people, now it's a thing that people talk about more so. So can you talk about, and throughout these years and even now, because you feel like so whole, maybe it's this angelic white and you just look so beautiful, but it just like, you feel like there is a wholeness to you. How did we get here?
It's time, experience, also being put through the ringer sometimes is the testimony. It's your ministry being shaped. And I think time, experience allows you to get to know who you really are when you're down and out. You have to experience those pitfalls. And I don't think your worth is based on how much pain you can withstand. That's not fair.
No.
That's all every day, as if we don't experience pain. We're human beings, but we're also multidimensional. And I think it's just time. Once again, I mentioned being patient with yourself and allowing yourself to grow, and knowing that you don't know everything, remaining a student, understanding that some more shit is coming on the way, and keeping your hands up at all times, because there are out there that can influence your decisions or can influence how you feel about yourself and your validity. But it's really about that centering. How you get there is how you get there. I have my own ways. You may have your own ways. And we come together and we discuss it to empower each other, because this idea over here might work for me. I never heard of it. This is the first time I'm being introduced to, or yoga or meditation or Pilates or chakras or specific crystals. I mean, when we come together, we're obviously more powerful because we share information. Right. And so an accumulation of all of those things over time, and it takes time to become supposed to be in this world as your best self, and it don't stop.
Listen, because people see the destination. It's not.
And it's not about perfection. It's just about evolving, and that comes because the things that we consider mistakes or devastations are really lessons, which are also blessings if we're here to receive them, and not throw in that towel.
That's the main concern, to not give up on yourself.
My love is here. I'm not a woman opposed to men or some, hardcore feminist that, no, I'm not that person. I believe in male and female energy, and I believe in the natural divine of balance. I'm all into it, but I'm also into taking my time and letting things happen in, once again, divine time. Not even.
Nope. I'm on God's time. Whatever you need to do, I will wait for you. So can you talk about like what it means for you to be this entrepreneur, to have this label, to be a voice in music in the way that you are?
Well, to have my own independent label of now over 13 years, it's definitely taught what my threshold is, how much of a multitasker and nurturer I am, how much of a boss that I can be, and then how soft I can be as well as a woman when I am in a position of power or control, making my own decisions. I become a better person spiritually when I am putting out what I want to put out that represents me the best, without other voices with their own agendas, of course, whether good or bad, confusing me. And so there's a lot of clarity on my decision making, and also opportunity that I'm able to give to my friends, my family, my community, fans even. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to use yourself as a tool to help others. That's really fulfilling. And to see a little bit of the world and take people along with you that might not have ever had a passport, there's so much life in that.
Mhm.
But I think it's because of the freedom to choose
Mhm.
when you want to be it. Because you have that flexibility, first of all, as a woman,
Yeah.
it's more fun being a woman. And also I've learned one thing, because I often get asked, how is it being a woman in this male dominated industry? But that question in itself is, first of all, being a woman is not a disability, first of all.
Yeah.
I've learned that it is really a true blessing. It's a privilege to be a woman. And I've had to redefine that because of all the voices that I've heard when I was a little girl about how, oh, you cry like a little girl. Oh, you play like a girl. But I play hard. I work hard. I'm the first in and the last out. I'm the first up and the last to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? I go hard regardless of what's in between my legs, if you want to keep it real. But I learned that it's not a disability, and to walk proudly in my womanhood.
Mhm.
And I own it now, versus when I think a lot of other influences were infiltrating my mind. And some people can't handle that. But when I am able to walk in my full womanness or womanhood, I also become more balanced. And I think that's also what's happening in society.
Yeah.
When so suppressed for so long, Black women especially, in the professional world, sometimes behind closed doors, often as the nurturers or the picker-uppers and pick up the pieces. But the tides are changing, it's shifting, and this is one of the most thriving times for Black women as graduates and entrepreneurs, new business owners, and succeeding and thriving. So it's a beautiful thing to see. And that is one thing that I have actually witnessed happen to me. I become my fullness in a woman, the, the vulnerable, the nurturer, but I feel more secure with myself when I'm making these decisions, and I can be a better person and show up as my full self versus being told no, or being discredited and left in the dark in the shadows. That can be a little strange and weird when you feel those weird energies coming at you. So it's a full moment for me, in a full circle.
You've reached this point in your life where you're able to be that honest with yourself and able to share that type of fullness of like, I don't have to go down society's road of what they think a woman is. How do you think that even affects you? Because are people still trying to get you to be married and kid it off? And
I think it comes from a good place, because some people experience marriage to be blissful,
or the prize.
And that's a beautiful thing if that's what you witness. So I think when you have experienced that part of your life and it to be a good thing, and you just out here smiling and, doing a whole pregnancy test commercial, and it's a blissful.
Girl, I cannot relate.
That's beautiful. But I think where the tone changes is when people start asking, why aren't you married? Why don't you? When are you going to have kids? How come nobody wifed you up? First of all, a wife is different than being wifed up. Maybe I didn't choose. It's not that somebody didn't choose me. Maybe I ran away for 7 years because I already seen the bullshit coming. Or maybe I've been on the brink of, and I just had to exit stage left because it was not healthy.
Who you dating? Why nobody ever wife you up? Or you ain't married with babies, your time is almost up. But that ain't never been my vision. Watching women in my family struggle, shit it unbroken, abandoned, left to crumble. So I'm hesitant when it comes to men. If you ain't helping, get the fuck, my only goal's to win.
The song addresses that. Not everybody wants the same thing when the world wants it for them. But I also clear up the fact that I'm open to additions, but I'm not here for the subtractions in my life, because I've also experienced that. And so now I'm just on a journey of self-love, of self-care, so that I show up as my best self. And I do believe in a lot of the universal laws and the law of attraction, and making sure that I attract nothing short of the best me too. I'm so to a partner, but a mature, a healthy partner, someone that is going to benefit from the relationship and me at my best self, but also vice versa. So I'm doing self work right now. I'm not on y'all's time. I'm on God's time. I'm on God's time, and I give it to God.
Yes.
I'm just working on me and doing the things that also resonate with me, because I also have other things that I want to do, and that's not always the number one priority for any woman.
Agreed.
Even taught since day one with a lot of animations and animated films, and giving up a part of yourself or where you live or your talent to live happily ever after with some prince or some frog that you have to kiss.
They be giving us dolls from jump. They be giving us children to take care of when we are children.
Right, but that does not mean that I'm not open to a wonderful husband. I let things flow when the time is right. And I love kids. Not to say I don't want kids. It's just not on y'all's time. Those that are
right. Is this Maya Lansky giving us like a different personality? Is it giving us just a different facet of who Maya is?
Well, Maya Lansky was, an accountant for the mob. And just a little play on what a boss is. I'm real low key character, Maya Lansky, and I thought it sounded nice. In hip hop culture, urban culture, we kind of look at those examples as kind of gutter, and we emulate that type of lifestyle, whether it be the family that we keep or the energies that we keep around them, because you have to have some riders and some hitters, to deal with any kind of situations where people are taking advantage of you. And we all know that the music industry is full of that, but I keep my eyes open, ears open, and them contracts drafted. So it's about being a boss and being aware, but also moving low key. And that character was, it is really me. And it's also the woman that I married last year who saves the day every time when I feel like I'm falling, personally, as Maya Harrison, my government name. And I'm starting to let fear take over or doubt take over within myself. There's always Maya Lansky, not even an alter ego per se. It's not even for show. It's like really the stronger part of me, the stronger compartment and component of me that has that conversation in the mirror, like loud. All right, I need you to get up. I need you to get out. I need you to hit the gym. I need to go over here. No, you need to do better on your diet. Go to sleep tonight. No, let's pull it together, sis. This is what we're going to do. Do not let fear creep in because you're worthy, or etc. I have those conversations with myself because I have to, because there's always doubt. Just starting your day, you can feel overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. So that's really a part of me. I just named it a character to separate from my government name, you know?
You also mentioned your marriage to yourself, because I know that people felt a way about it, and a lot of people understood and agreed about it. So how is the marriage, Maya? How are you?
Years ago, out of a toxic relationship. It was a spiritual situation necessary for me to level up. That's really all it was. And, you know, the music video with the white wedding dress is something that people can digest and understand. And they understand when they see a white wedding dress that, oh, that's marriage. They assume that it's to a man and it was a ceremony, but it was really a spiritual journey for me. I became vegan in that journey. I read the whole Bible in 1 year on an app called BIOY. I did a practice celibacy for years, got a Grammy nomination, like fully committed to myself. And then I began to see all of the beautiful things and the relationships and the love around me when I started getting better, when I started healing and taking myself more seriously, being more cautious in certain areas, and then just giving myself all the love that I needed to, first of all, overcome what I'd been through, and then to be better and evolve and not speak about it publicly, but kind of deal with it in silence and just hold on to dear faith and watch before my very own eyes my life blossom. So that's a real true story for me. And a lot of people don't understand it because, you know, the clickbait titles and whatnot, but it was a really necessary thing for me to do so that I was better connected to my highest self and God, and more aware of certain energies that also are attracted to your light. So we all kind of go through it, but that was a for me. Yeah.
Sis, you speaking to my spirit. You are speaking directly to me. I really love that. This is literally the space that I am in my life right now, loving on myself and being committed to myself and doing things and showing up for myself in ways that I've ignored or tried to pour into someone else. Or, you know, like, it's just, God is real. The timing on it, like the timing for my life, the alignment is just, I'm impressed. That's the glow, Maya. That's what, it's all over you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It was beautiful before. And you chase those things that you think you're supposed to have because of all of the excess and outside voices. Oh, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to have this guy, or I'm supposed to have these materialistic things. And they can quickly take over your life to the point where you lose a lot of yourself. So all with, and I've become better, I've become stronger, I've become more of a beautiful person, and I'm very proud of myself. I have to give myself credit, but it's not over. And it's just, it's the beginning phase every time. What's next?
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for you. This is a beautiful foundation to set for yourself. Yeah. Well, I heard that there's also music because she independent, she can do what she wants. I heard there's some stuff happening in the background, some album situations. So is it, are you going hard in the paint, Maya?
Albums. Yes, my 14th and 15th albums.
Girl.
Well, projects, studio projects. It would be the official 10th and 11th studio albums. Yeah, it was a whole pandemic last year. And so I went hard in the studio, kind of stayed low key, did the little vegan challenges and stuff. But this year has been the focal point to get them mixed, mastered, really write down the outline of how I want to roll it out and visuals. So more music coming, and very meaningful music from this. And fun.
Yes, I mean, I'm expecting to feel like I'm at a retreat when I hear your new stuff.
Oh, we're gonna get some good fun too, and good vibes as well.
You gonna give us the dancing, Maya, that we love too, right? Oh, I love it. I'm excited for that. I'm very excited for that. So we'll stay tuned for the new music, and we'll definitely, if y'all haven't checked out Worth It, please make sure you do that. Maya is on a whole journey. It's independence for me. It feels good. It really does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
I'm very proud of you.
it's crazy.
And honest to goodness, Maya, I know you do a lot of things, but is acting on your list?
Yeah, actually, I am in a 14-day quarantine outside of the country right now.
Okay.
Lose my mind. But I have this go to keep things nice and balanced and get my little vitamin D on. But yes, I'm about to shoot a film next week for about, yeah, it'll be out this year, later in the winter time.
Okay, so we're gonna see the chops. See
Yeah,
what
oh,
you
yeah.
got.
Oh,
Well, I
yeah.
don't know if Sade is busy or anything, but if she needed someone to be her in a biopic.
That is a compliment. I hear that so much.
It's the slick back. I was like, we do need Sade's story. We really do.
We do. She's so private. I love that. And comes back every like 10 years whenever she feels
I
like
don't need to promote nothing. Just
Yeah.
here y'all go. You're welcome. And and I'm gonna go back to where I was in peace.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you're giving the vibes. If you ever hear anything about this project, please put your foot in that pool.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
I'm a woman of God. I can say that.
Mm.
You know, life has definitely led me to the Creator, and I'm so much more tapped in and tuned in now, and I'm very proud of that. You asked me to feel like I've arrived.
Real within you. Why do you wanna